Sport in Wales podcast.
Supported by DragonBet.
Your go-to for Welsh sports news and views.
So, on the Sporting Pod today, we have two absolute legends, British and Irish Lions, Wales, Liam Williams and Josh Adams. Boys, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
I don't know about legends, Kath.
No?
Cheers, pal.
Oh, come on, mate.
I appreciate that.
We're all legends here, aren't we? No. Josh, mate, how's it been? You know, I know obviously you didn't go on summer tour this year, so you probably had a real nice summer. First pre-season in a long time, probably, was it?
Yeah, it was in about 5 years, really. I think since 2019. My last full pre-season was with Worcester, so that shows how long ago I've been in since day one. But it was nice. I needed it. I needed to sort of have some time to try and get myself right, because last season was just injury after injury, and I just really couldn't kick one and get a run of games. So yeah, it was nice, needed. You know, there's benefits of being home as well. Like I've never been home on my daughter's birthday. Missed the birth, missed the first birthday, missed the second birthday. So she was 3 this summer, so I actually got to spend it with her. So
Was George on your back, was she?
Yeah. Well, I think it was about time I actually was there on her birthday.
Yeah.
And considering I missed the first and second birthday, it was probably the right thing to do to be there for her. So yeah, that was like silver lining to it as well. It was nice.
Yeah, nice. Liam, obviously you went to summer tour, coming from Japan. How was that to be back in the fold summer?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to be back in back with the squad, but probably being one of the oldest, it was a bit more of a trying to help some of the younger lads. Obviously played in 2 of the games, lost 2, which is a bit. I think we gifted them some easy tries, but yeah, was chuffed to go to Oz, spend a couple of weeks there, get to know some of the young lads, and had a good time.
How was Japan? What's it like there? Their culture was. How different is it coming from obviously Wales to then suddenly playing out in Japan?
Total different, like worlds apart. You play on a weekend. If you lose, the fans are still saying thank you.
Unlike Wales, where you
Still bow. You know, remember in 2019
afterwards,
we lined up and bowed to the. Do you still do that for your team?
After every game, yeah. So it was good. It was a bit of a shock at the start, but having to go out there just on my own was pretty tough. But as you know, Soph was back here doing stuff with the house and having a baby, so being pregnant, I guess.
How was the lingo?
Chotto.
So a little bit.
Speak a little bit, yeah.
As long as you know what
I
flat
imagine
white is.
really
What's
hard.
flat white? Do a flat white.
It'd be hard
I can order
to learn,
drinks,
wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to learn, but I can order drinks and food and stuff and say hello and greet people and
Yeah.
do you know flat white?
more than most, isn't it?
Is the coach English? Is he English speaking?
Yeah.
So do you have like a translator at the front of the room?
Yeah, 2. We have 2.
Do you get messages lost in translation? Because I'd struggle with, because there's bound to be something that's not exactly the same as what he's saying.
Nah, so the guy we got is a Kiwi guy who's a translator. He's really good, and what we normally do is all the English-speaking guys will just stand in a group.
Oh, like all foreigners together.
Yeah,
like,
so then he just speaks to us.
you.
Yeah,
right.
How many English boys? What foreign English boys did you have there?
There's a rule in it. You're only allowed certain many.
No, and no, you're allowed 3 category C's, which are overseas in national.
Yeah.
Which is myself, Bernard Foley, and Malcolm Marks.
Not bad for them. About 10 million now.
And then you got category B's and category C's.
Right. Okay.
So category A would be Japanese.
Qualified.
Yeah,
Japanese qualified.
And then B would be overseas, but Japanese qualified.
Like time service sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right, okay, like we do over here.
We've got a couple of boys who are doing that this last year. So 2 have just qualified. We got another 2 guys doing it.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of guys from like Fiji, Samoa. They come over to do university.
Right.
And then they just bring them into the clubs and
Couple of freaks there.
absolute freaks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know like some clubs out there like Toshiba and they do like sign for the company?
Yeah.
And then play for their company's team, or do you sign for the rugby team?
No. So you sign for the company.
So I don't know all this. I am just
Yeah.
inquisitive, right?
You look
Josh is now hosting the pod.
you know, just
if there's a
just
contract going out in Japan for a category C, unbelievable winger, then we got one for you.
Josh is looking.
Yeah. So you sign for the company. Our squad is about 60. We got a squad of 60.
Yeah.
60 players.
Yep.
Wow. We're like half that in
and
Wales.
about-
If that, yeah.
Well, and about 30 odd of those would work for the company. So,
okay.
like on like a day off, they would probably go into work.
What would be the work then? Like what
Factory or-
just factory? Is it?
Yeah. So,
okay.
my club is they sell tractors and farm equipment, basically.
Lids would be on fire there, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So, the boys. There's obviously in the company. There's all different places where they work from. But some of them go into Tokyo on a day off, and they're working 6 a.m. till 6 p.m.
They're hard working, isn't it?
Yeah, so hard working.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're such lovely people.
Yeah.
Like you walk into training and just they're smiling as soon as you walk in.
Even if you get 50 points on Saturday, like
they're greeting you with smiles, and their work rate is just
incredible. Yeah.
next level.
Fair play. Obviously, we got to say congrats because you're expecting.
Yeah, congrats.
How has the preparation been for that? You know,
Oh, don't ask.
so you've been putting up everything, the cots, the lot, is it?
Everything, every flat pack, every flat pack you think we've had.
Your backs a bit.
Mums and papas are taking half your money.
No, this boy's getting free. He's got one. He's not paying.
I wish.
Check on Instagram.
I wish. No, it's good. It's good. We've got my wife will be 35 weeks tomorrow, so everything's
Closer.
sorted.
Your phone's on now, though.
Yeah, well, it's not
just
on
in
loud.
case.
It's on a vibrate. So hopefully she doesn't have to call. Yeah, the only thing we need now is a bit of carpet in our room. All like the baby's bedroom's done, thankfully. Yeah, so it's been pretty carnage. I'm stopped. She hasn't stopped either, to be fair.
Yeah, you can't say anything.
No,
mate, 'cause
I'm not. That's
they
why
do all the work.
That's why I'm trying to stop. I'm just trying to stop because
Dig yourself an all.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Josh, I was thinking, obviously Japan, seeing Sandra there, is that something you look forward to maybe in the future?
Yeah, well,
I know- I
it's-
see you're only still 29, which I can't believe.
It's definitely something I consider. I definitely consider it. You know, when we went in 2019 for the World Cup, I absolutely loved it. And we were there for 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Such a cool place. And, you know, you and him speak about it as well. It would definitely be something I consider. I don't know just yet, mind.
No.
Maybe in a couple of years it would be. If there was an opportunity to do it, then I'd certainly consider it. But, you know, from experience in 2019, from the places we stayed, there was a place called Shinjuku. I don't know, is this in Tokyo?
yeah, just outside.
Class place.
Yeah.
Yeah, really enjoyed there. Stayed in this hotel called the New Otani's, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge, isn't it?
Class. I don't know about. Don't know if you use the onsens as much. Do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, explain people.
Mate.
People might not know what the nonsense is.
Having a round of golf is unbelievable out there. So you would get there, they take your clubs, you go in, you have like a bit of food, you go and do 9 holes. There's a lady who drives like the buggy. She knows the greens like
Back of a hand.
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah,
god, it's
yeah.
unbelievable. So, 2 cups to the left, and I'm like, wow.
Straight in, like.
Yeah. So you do 9. You go back in. You have like a lunch and a pint.
Well, halfway round.
Yeah.
Is it?
You go back out to you do the back 9, and then after all the boys in the onsen then. Yeah, and then you just get back in the car and
the
go home.
onsen.
Jeez, that sounds class. I go to
Yeah.
Caltamana, I feel like I get looked after.
Yeah.
You know, the nice locker rooms, bit of food after.
The,
So good.
onsens are like a spa. It's sauna, cold plunge,
Naked sauna, isn't it?
steam. Yeah, basically.
Well,
but that's
it
but
is
that's the way.
completely
That's the
naked,
culture.
yeah.
That's how it's done. Like you're completely naked, and you have a little shower pod with a little stool. You can wash, and then you got the spa, the sauna, the steam room. There's like sometimes there's a pool in big ones, but you feel unbelievable coming out.
Well, of course you do. You're
Genuine.
with leather jabs.
You feel awesome.
Naked as well.
The Japanese love it. The Japanese guys, when they come into training, we've not got a big massive onsen, but we've got like a big pool which is always boiling hot.
In the club?
Yeah, in the club. The boys will come in the morning, straight in there.
Straight
You're
in.
saying like
Even like now, it's boiling out there. I went out there 2-3 weeks ago, 33 degrees, and the boys are still doing these hot onsens. I'm thinking they must be mad.
It's like the French when they go out for a fag, isn't it? That's sort of the Japanese going
Yeah.
sauna, the French have a fag.
First thing in the morning, though, they come into training straight in the onsen, do their teeth, have a good wash, and then they go and train. And then they go back in the showers. And I'm thinking, wow,
Fair play. Some
clean.
lifestyle, isn't it?
At least they're clean.
they are clean, yeah.
So when are you obviously looking to go back now for the start of the season?
It'll be after the autumn.
Right.
So looking to do the autumn first. And then the club have been really good and let me stay at home. Obviously because of Soph as well with the baby. It's going to be due soon. So the club have been nothing but amazing. So I'll go over 15th of December, I think.
That's the Kaboto Spears, is it?
Kaboto Spears, yeah.
Give them a shout out.
Give them a shout out.
Spears. Been busy then, lads. Fair play. Obviously coming up now, Autumn International. Obviously you both love to be involved.
Yeah.
Can you remember your first experience at the Autumn International?
Yeah.
Sanj, it was probably the same time.
Playing, or I remember going to watch a game.
Yeah.
Did Wales used to play Canada in that Autumn Internationals?
They used to, yeah. They used
My
to play them well.
granddad, I remember taking me to the stadium. It would have been years ago. I couldn't tell you what exact year it was, but I think Wales played Canada, and Wales played in like a black Reebok kit, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think I
How
remember.
old is
That's
that?
how years
That
ago.
is
Like
ridiculous.
proper long, and that was my first. That's the first thing I can remember about that period of time, the autumn time when they had internationals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually
when was your
the
first play?
tickets were cheap.
When did I play first?
Yeah.
It was
2018, something
yeah,
like that?
2018, I think, Kath, yeah. We played, no, we didn't play Fiji. We played South Africa, Australia, Tonga, and we played Scotland in the first Doddy Weir Cup game.
Right, oh
That
yeah.
was 2018, I was. I didn't play that Scotland game because I was still in Worcester, and they've only got 3 this autumn, but usually got 4.
They normally
So
do
one of
that.
them falls outside that international window.
International window,
So if you,
yeah.
if you weren't playing in Wales, obviously you didn't get the full release then to play that first fixture. So I didn't play the Scotland game, but I was there and they won that, and then I played the next 3, and that's the one we went unbeaten that autumn, and then rolled into the 2019 Grand Slam, went unbeaten. We went like, what was it?
World number 1 then, wasn't it?
Well, for a day or so I was, yeah. We take that.
For a couple hours,
It's the
yeah.
shortest world number 1, but
Yeah.
you take it when you... 'Cause I always find the Autumn International is like, it was more of a family feel, isn't it? It's like...
Yeah.
Because especially I think this autumn, the 2 games are on a Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
So it's always a good feel in terms of going with the family, and especially now you've got kids.
Yeah,
Kids
oh no,
coming in.
100%.
It's
It certainly,
good day out.
if for whatever reason I weren't selected, or in the future, in years to come, it's something I'd definitely be doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's still tickets available, unbelievably. So
Yep.
Get 'em.
hopefully
Plug.
they end up going. All right, talking of the Welsh clubs, who's putting their hands up so far this season in terms of getting into this squad? Because I have a feeling it's going to be a very different squad, isn't it? To the years gone by, obviously.
Yeah, well, I think it's quite a young squad already, especially with the players that were out with injuries. Jack Morgan,
You come back in.
Adam Beard.
They're big players, aren't they?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Like those. If you think about those lads, they've been there for a while, so they understand the game and the training that goes with that as well. Especially when you're in the camp at Wales. But watching the regions, I think some of the Dragons boys have gone quite well.
Crazy Shane's actually started really well.
Yeah, Shane.
I was about to say,
Shane.
he's one of my
I know-
players to watch. So.
I know he's got 5, 6 caps, I think.
Shane Lewis Hughes.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think that was a very good move for him. With
Yeah,
the
but,
Cardiff
the Cardiff
back row that they've got.
He's actually started really well. Fair play to him. So he's someone who could.
crazy Shane. He is.
The back row's
crazy, isn't he?
like
Empty
heavily
egg.
contested, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like so many good players, but
Well, you think you got Jack Morgan, Tommy
Yeah.
Rafal,
Yeah.
Plumtree,
Rafi,
you got Wainwright. If Toby's back fit,
Yeah.
that's
You've got
just-
Toby to come back in.
you know, that's
Jim-
more
Jim
experience
as
than
well.
people think, isn't it? You know,
Jim as well.
Jim
Botham,
Botham is a serious athlete, isn't he?
He's a good boy.
So I think obviously the new boys, Aled and Callan coming back. They've gone all right, haven't they? Obviously on the
Yeah.
weekend was a bit of a hiccup, but that 9-10. Obviously Thomas is going mad, isn't he?
Yeah, Tommy, yeah,
And our
class.
Gareth.
Tommy's going to come back in. For
Yeah,
sure.
Tommy.
You may have Gareth
Chicken,
back in the
do you?
squad.
Chicken.
I'm not sure they want him back in, but
We'll have a vote on that.
What do you think of obviously Dan Edwards and Ruben
it's just
Morgan
about-
Williams?
just
at the
about-
Ospreys?
Yeah, they
Two
look
young
sharp, don't
lads.
they? Yeah, they look
Edwards
sharp,
is-
to be fair to him.
obviously Edwards has been playing for 20s for last year or two, so he's been playing really well for the Ospreys.
He's
He's fast mind for a 10, isn't he?
very fast.
Isn't he?
And he
Well,
can
you
kick
were
a
with
ball.
him for a few years,
Yeah,
didn't you?
I was chasing him a few times, I can
Yeah.
imagine. But he's got his kick, mate. He's out of hand. He can kick the length of
Is
feet.
he?
The amount of times he kicks it dead in training,
Because he's hit it too hard.
because he's just hit it so well, it's just gone, But
Yeah, he's looked sharp.
Yeah.
but
I
he's
think-
not scared to try things,
Try
is
things,
he? You know?
which is going to be perfect as well, especially leading up to the next World Cup. It's a couple of years yet, so to get him in a squad might be a nice.
Do you think they get him in? Just sort of have that, because it's like mentally it's quite tough to go in, and the training then just intensifies.
10's our position as well, isn't it? Like,
well, even bigger. Very big say.
Exactly. He's
struggled with it.
There's a lot of responsibility on you as a 10, in it.
Yeah.
But I guess he's showing his stuff for the Ospreys, isn't he? Fair play to him. He's doing really well there. And Ruben, he looks sharp, isn't he? I know he's been in the Ospreys a few years, isn't he? Like in the senior setup. But he looks really sharp.
I think obviously what helps.
He's always been sharp, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's always quick round the base and stuff.
His kicking's got a lot better.
Yeah, okay.
I will say, he's behind a pretty dominant pack in most games.
Yeah,
which
pack
also,
is good. It does help. Yeah,
helps,
doesn't
it?
Yeah.
But yeah, the players to obviously look for. First game, Fiji. Probably for me, when I play Fiji, is one of the hardest games I've ever played.
100%.
It's always so loose.
100%.
Loose.
The
running, the hits, it's just everything, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think as you saw in the previous World Cup.
Talk us through how was that game, boys?
Absolutely manic. It was just carnage. They were just offloading. Obviously, we'd played quite well up until half time, and 10-15 minutes after half time, by that last 20 minutes, they were all over us. Absolutely.
I reckon Fiji are probably the one team you could have your best defensive game as a team ever, and there'll be a period of time where you just cannot stop them. Yeah. Whatever you do, how well you make reads, how hard you hit. They
are unplayable sometimes, aren't they?
They have patches in the game where they are honestly unplayable.
Josh, we have to talk about that tackle, obviously. Your biggest hit I've ever seen. Well, other than when you
hit him so hard, he's pulled his pants down.
Kegged him.
Other than when you tried to take my ribs out when we played you, Worcester. Remember Worcester?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I could see him. I got given his pass. Dave Ewers gives me his pass.
I remember. I've come in and
I can see Josh coming. I was like, I'm going to have this here.
Rib tickler.
Shall I get? I've tried the elbow in time.
I've tried.
I've gone for the ball.
It's like tackling him. It's like a bag of span.
You hit me as hard as you could hit me.
I tried anyway.
And I don't know who come off worse. Whether you went off or I went. I can't remember.
No, we both ended up going off. About 10 minutes later.
We both went off injured, but that highlight, that's a highlight. I've seen that clip everywhere.
Yeah.
Obviously,
honestly, that's put your head down and just hope that you hit him backwards, because he was coming so fast.
He saw you early.
He was coming so fast.
Straight as well when he just...
And where I was like...
You must have pissed him off, mate. Because
I don't know.
Chopson in the game, were you?
Actually, I kept my mouth shut. I kept my mouth shut in the game. I didn't say anything, genuine. It was, I'm either going back or him, because how fast he was coming at me. Yeah. And I thought, I think it was Jack inside me. If I just drift out a little bit here, Jack might, clean him up, and I'll defend the winger. But he was coming so quick. I was like, I'm just gonna have to bend down and just try and hit him. And
well, you bent him like a wet.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to bend him
folded him, but more bit of luck than actual. Anything else.
All the best in that first game, and they're going to be, they've had a good summer as well, haven't they? So
it'd be interesting to see. I don't know what sort of sides they bring during the autumn. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think they'll have that same World Cup team, will they? They seem to always build for.
How do they get? Because their players are scattered, all around the league.
But it'd be a game they target, though, wouldn't it? I think they will look at Wales and think, obviously with the form at the moment.
They said after the World Cup game, didn't they, that they were targeting us in that first World Cup game. So, they might have. I know they've had a change of coach and stuff, but they might have a bit of.
They've got the firepower,
an incentive to try and to try and get another one on us, because we've done them there.
Obviously, second game, Australia. Boys, them well. We've played them. I remember for Wales, I played them 20 odd times and could never beat them. But you think this is a good chance to get hold of them? Obviously, they had a pretty torrid.
They did some tough results in the championship,
losing 80 points to Argentina.
Yeah, but then like the week after,
or 60 points,
2 weeks after, they played against
they were 15-14 up against New Zealand half time.
Yeah. They were just like a different team. So
what do you think of them?
Like a bit of a contrast from when we played them out in Oz for the summer tour. Yeah. We gifted them 2 or 3 tries a game, one being my fault. Yeah.
Mate, I'll be honest. Boys have got to back you up.
You have to go for that. You have to. I don't blame yourself for that.
Do you want to explain what happened?
I'd have done exactly the same.
This is the way I thought about it. We were losing. There was 10 minutes to go, whatever it was. And if I was put in that position again...
Would you do it again?
I would 100% do it again. Yeah, 100%. So that's like the way I look at it.
That's like one in 100 thing. To be fair,
do you want to explain to viewers like what actually happened in terms of?
I'm sure they'll be able to see it online. Yeah, they kicked a touch for a penalty. I tried to keep it in. Keane Hardy was inside me, but I've tapped the ball back in.
That's Kiz's fault.
No, it's definitely not Kiz's fault. But I've tapped the ball back in.
The perfect bounce,
and it's just bounced up, and he's caught, and he's just gone under the sticks. And
I think James Lowe did the exact same thing.
Yeah,
same way.
But then,
he did.
You always stand on the touchline, don't you? When they're kicking for penalty,
You got to go for it, mate, because it's a free shot. I feel.
Look at the World Cup against Australia 2019.
Thomas.
Yeah.
He potentially could have saved the game there because they would have had a 5 metre line out, and he's tapped it in. We've ended up clearing it, and that. Yeah. So it's like you'd never say, "Nah, mate, just leave it." If you think you can get it and keep the play and get the ball back, you're going to go for it now.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, I did, and it didn't.
I didn't, but you know what I mean.
Wow, it's been and gone now, isn't it?
So I was saying about that.
I back you all the way. You should. I'd have done the same.
That trip, I thought they didn't play as well as they would have liked, and they only just beat us.
Yeah,
with a young, kind of inexperienced team. But then to go into the championship that they played in, like you said, they lost to Argentina by 60 points, where they got absolutely mauled to death. And then 2 weeks later, they play against the All Blacks, and they're leading at half time.
Yeah. The thing with these teams when they come to Wales, they look at it as like pretty much like a bit of a away trip.
Because they love Cardiff.
They're always out in the week, and then they end up playing their best games.
in now for this autumn tour because they didn't have him in the rugby championships, did they?
I'm not sure.
I don't know how it works with the French teams.
They've used 40 players since Joe Smith's come in, and they try to avoid using the overseas players. So I know for a fact that, so there's about 15 players that will probably come back in. Karevi, Will Skelton, Pakeki, who's the hooker. That's why when they talk about in the Lions, the Australia will be a good side, won't they? Joe Schmidt. When has he ever really done a bad job?
Joe Schmidt's a class.
So something to look forward to.
I think when the Lions go to one of them countries, the Southern Hemisphere countries, whether they're on form or not, their game will automatically go up.
Yeah, of course.
10% just because of this, the occasion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Australia, obviously we can't really get away from the Lions. We're lucky enough to all be selected for Lions tours over the years, from all the way back to 2013 for myself to Josh 2021.
Yeah.
And Liam has done the last two, haven't he? 2017, 2021. First question: who would be your captain right now? Tough one. I know. I put
couple of good candidates in there.
Courtney Laws.
Yeah,
Courtney Laws.
Court would be a good leader, yeah. I just think in Ireland, obviously number one, and they team in the world. They're deservedly so, the form team, and their captain, Caelan Doris, is it?
Yep.
So I think he's probably...
He's got to be up there.
They're definitely up there. And then from a bias point of view, then he's going to look at someone like Jack or Dav or something like that.
Well, obviously, lucky enough, Dragon Bet sponsor the pod, which is good. They're in the studio behind me. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, there we go. Bets-wise for Lions captain, so Caelan Doris' favourite. So, 10-3, 130, whatever you say. Online, Josh Van der Fleer 4-1. You got Jamie George, who I think is quite a good shout. Actually. 9-2.
Yeah.
Peter O'Mahony,
captain, isn't he?
Peter O'Mahony, another one. Well, I just don't think he's going to be able to stay fit. That's the only problem. 5-1. Jack Morgan, 7-1, first Welshman. Dan Sheehan, who's not fit, 7. Roy Dodge, 9, and Maratoji, same. So
Maro was probably the other one that was in my head, to be honest with you.
It all depends who Andy Farrell has probably a good relationship with and knows that he's going to get. That's probably usually that's what Gat's done, isn't he? He's gone with somebody he knows well.
Yeah.
And Andy Farrell's been on quite a few of the tours. He's going to.
Was Faz defence coach in?
He was.
In yours,
he was. Very good.
See, like for me, obviously leading into summer, I'd absolutely love to go on another Lions tour. That's definitely a goal of mine at the end of the year. And one of the reasons, obviously, to become another Lion is I'd love to work with Andy Farrell.
Yeah,
like
he
seems such a good bloke.
He was good, wasn't he?
Everyone I speak to, you boys said in the past, he's such a good motivator. Knows how to get the best out of you as a squad.
Just the way he speaks as well. Like the way he speaks. If he talks, you listen.
I think I can he's got like a tough edge and he hard nose.
But he's not like. He's not gone too far in terms of he actually relates to a lot of the boys. It's like in 2013, it was a real big question mark over him because they didn't pick Sean Edwards as defence coach. And obviously we just won Grand Slam championship, and then it was like, how Sean Edwards not picked? But once we actually got into the squad,
met Andy,
and met Andy, everyone was
Yeah.
like, wow, this bloke's actually he's
class, yeah.
he's the bollocks,
Yeah.
he's pretty
So he's
good.
someone I'd really like to
We can see what Ireland have
to
done
like
so
work
well.
with. Yeah, he seems that type of coach.
He's done a great
Fingers
job
crossed.
there,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
Who, what other Welsh boys, obviously other than you two, you
Yeah.
think Farrell will like, just as a player, as the way he wants to play?
Yeah.
Like, who do you think
I think
will fit into
if-
that
if
mold?
you look
I
at
think
it,
Dav Jenksy.
Yeah, Dav.
He's
Yeah.
just like another clone of Alan Wynne.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
way, like
Seriously not, no?
like
Is he?
the way he works. He's
got mental work
Yeah,
ethic.
mental
Yeah.
work ethic. He's a freak.
Halloween was another level, wasn't he? You know,
Yeah,
like,
same
even in
same
training,
thing. Like, yeah, he's
actually
just
first there.
Well, I think with Dav, he's been playing through injuries as well. So like I think Gats loves that. Like, he's like, but he's just hard nut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Yeah,
For
I think
considering how young he is as well.
hookers as well. Like, Ireland's hookers like Dan Sheehan and Ronan Kelleher.
Yeah.
They're both like really dynamic and they like
Powerful player,
powerful, dynamic, quick. And you look at hookers in a similar mould, and Dewi fits that mould, doesn't he? Of
Dewi's
dynamic,
tough, mate.
tough,
I think Farrell's
powerful,
tough, though.
Very, very
mush.
powerful.
Exactly, Ryan Elias.
I think there'd be more Welsh boys out here look at than you think. I know obviously it all goes on depending Six Nations
Yeah.
and stuff,
Nations is
isn't it?
probably
But
where it comes
the
down
way
to,
he
yeah.
wants to play, I do feel there's a lot of Welsh boys that will fit into that.
That's
So-
probably the window of where you get your
Opportunity.
big recognition,
Yeah.
isn't it? Is during the Six Nations
Yeah.
period, is
Yeah.
sort of when you're playing against all the other players you're directly competing with, and you're really
Yeah.
for that spot on the tour.
Any sort of like every year, like Sam Simmons
Sam
got
Simmons
picked.
came
do,
to
do you
ours,
think there'd be a player like that he'd go for?
Courtney Laws, I think.
Courtney Laws. What about
Because
his son, Farrell?
Oh, Owen, yeah, as well.
don't
Yeah,
you like-
Owen, yeah.
Probably like one of England's greatest talent,
No, he is.
He is, isn't
He
he?
is. Yeah, he's the
England's
greatest
greatest
England
talent.
So
talent, yeah.
under-loved, like, isn't
He's
he? Like,
he's
hell of
he's
a
above
player.
Johnny for me.
Yeah, playing under him was class.
What, Faz?
Yeah.
But even when
Yeah.
2013, when I played with him, he was have been 22. Like, he was leading
Yeah.
the team.
He's his ultimate competitor, isn't he?
Him and
He's-
Sexton, they were nuts. By.
He's just like his dad. They're the same like person.
Do you find all those 310s? Farrell, Sexton, bigger. There's a reason why they're 100 caps.
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah,
they are.
yeah.
They see the game
They're all
differently.
mouthy bastards. That's why.
Well, they.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's a mouthful.
But no,
all of
what,
them.
what they do is they're not afraid to, whoever you
Speak
are,
up.
how many caps you
Oh,
had.
Sexton was the
If
worst.
you've messed
at
up,
that.
he'll grab you by the scruff
Watch
and
that.
say, no,
Don't speak about him.
Oh,
you
no.
know, don't, this is not how we do it. You're
aren't
doing it
even
wrong.
you.
Oh, yeah. do you remember when Penn said to him when Sexton in 2013 in the Lions tour, Penn's like dropped the ball or something in like a team run, and Sexton was like, "Penn's that's fucking crap. What the hell is that?" Penn's turned around and goes, "You fucking speak like that, I'm gonna fucking fly."
That's not like Pence as well.
Oh, he lost the head.
Yeah, he must have really lost the
But
head.
he sort of respected that, I think.
Was it
Sexton.
test week?
Oh yeah, it was.
And everyone's on a bit edgy.
it was
and
the-
yeah, a bit
everyone's on a
edgy.
bit
Like.
of
we were on non-23, we were all laughing.
We're still drunk, yeah.
Drunk, yeah.
Probably, yeah. Stag do that last week. All right, can't go away from obviously the back three here. Who would be your ideal back three, other than yourselves?
Yeah. So I
Take
can't
that.
pick Sandra full back. No. Okay.
I'd come out of retirement.
Yes, please.
What, like
Like who do you think it
recent
will?
or
Oh,
all time?
well, no, like who you could pick all time, or you could pick who do you reckon will be.
I got the two wings locked, and I'll be Colby and Tuisova for me.
Right, yeah.
So when
Lions.
I think
Oh, my
so.
Lions.
Lions. Sorry,
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought
if
you were on about in
if
general.
Well, we'll go with your best. Like, who would be your Lions back three going into next summer against Australia?
Okay.
Obviously, you want to pick yourself and Sanj.
I'd love to be there.
Got to back yourself. Haven't you?
I'd love to play myself on the wing. I think fullback would be between probably George Furbank.
Fairbank's been on fire.
Furbank's
Yeah.
been on fire this
for
season
England, yeah.
for Saints. Obviously, just won the Premiership. He looked really good out in New Zealand for England.
He's improved a lot, I think. In terms from
he's a
last
good player.
year. Yeah.
He's
I like
class.
him. And then Hugo Keenan
Yeah.
for
Guy's the
Ireland as
fittest
well.
man in the world, isn't he?
Hugo Keenan. But then someone who else who I think could come into the equation would be someone like Blair Kinghorn.
Yeah. Yeah, good shout.
He's
Playing well for
been doing
Toulouse.
well for Toulouse. Obviously wins everything for Toulouse.
Especially last
But he can
year.
cover 10, wing.
Yeah,
centre,
yeah.
You know,
And you boys know how important it is to be able to play multiple positions.
in the week's probably
when you
more
go on a
important,
Lions
yeah.
tour,
Of course, yeah.
like you get a squad spot for being versatile.
Yeah.
So someone like that would be. It's so difficult to say because
there's so many out there as
we've got
well.
this autumn and we've got this Six
That's the
Nations.
thing, isn't it?
Like someone could just light it up now and just come into it. But I think of what's happened before we go into this period.
Reputation usually sort of
Them boys
Injuries and
help.
stuff
Them boys.
happen as
Yeah,
well.
injury stuff,
injuries
yeah.
as well.
What about wingers?
Guys.
Come on, let's have a look. We've got there's
Wingers.
obviously a few obvious. I think
Yeah.
James Lowe.
Yeah, James Lowe,
Van der
of course.
Meere.
Like Andy Farrell would know James Lowe really well when he working
Yeah.
with him in Ireland.
Tommy Freeman. I think
he has to start.
Tommy Freeman.
James Lowe.
James Lowe. I think just his left foot and
Yeah, he gives you a different point, doesn't he?
he's so
dimension,
niggly
yeah,
as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
A different,
exiting wise as well.
He is, yeah.
Fairbosa.
Yeah,
I think
Emmanuel.
he's a freak. Ball in hand, mate. That bloke is. He's like.
He's
a bag of Spanish
He was
for
with
a tackle,
Cardiff
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
for a few seasons. I think he was in the academy then, so he trained with us
Yeah.
a fair bit. You could see he was unbelievable athlete then, but he looks to have developed like 2-3 times more since going to Exeter. Physically, he looks in a different world to what he was. Like he looked great, obviously, when he was with Cardiff, but you could see he was still developing. Now he looks like a proper athlete.
I think he reads. I think he can read like the game now as well as where. Obviously, when he was back,
Yeah, he's a bit raw.
with Cardiff,
Yeah,
he was a
I
bit
know
raw.
what you
So I
mean,
think
yeah.
he's got some
Yeah.
experience.
Do you remember when he came into training and we used to do that kick drill with Jenks?
Oh, yeah.
And
We're
we're
training.
like, sometimes we sort of go, oh yeah, your ball, my ball, sort of
He
thing.
flew into it. I
this
remember.
guy, he jumped. He must have jumped over
No.
to one of the boys.
It was like 3 meters in the air, wasn't it? It
Took
was like that.
3 of them out, gave
Yeah.
3 dead legs to
Yeah, he was.
half of us. We were all right. If this guy's against you,
No more.
Yeah.
No more out.
Yeah, everyone was like, yeah, dead leg gone.
Dead
But
leg. Catching against it,
obviously,
not
he'd
me.
be up there. Obviously, ambitions. You boys both want to obviously play for Wales this year, and obviously, Lions chat is always going to be in the back of your mind, isn't it? It's hard not to think
Yeah, yeah.
about it. Let's talk about a bit the last Lions tour with you, Josh. Obviously, during COVID, it was a bit of a different experience, wasn't it? Obviously, you missed the birth of your child.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Getting selected, because that for me that was one of the best
Oh, yeah, class.
experiences.
Was
Yeah.
the best part.
Yeah, it was.
To get
yeah.
picked, isn't it?
Loads of people ask, didn't they? And you genuinely don't have any idea, do you?
No, literally
It's
no idea.
honestly, it's genuine when the TV announcement
Sky
comes.
Sports. Well,
Yeah, that's it.
that's
So
what I'm saying.
it was class, and I remember obviously it was alphabetical order, and he went back first. So I was the first name read off, Adams. So I was the first off.
Buzzing.
So it was like, oh, who else is in? I don't know really until I had to rewind and have a look. And then me and Georgia, and we were like, oh, what's going to happen? Like, it falls in the time, but we pretty quickly made a decision. She was like, nah, you have to go. So we sort of sorted things out and made sure that I was able to watch it in some way, which it was, yeah. So it was a quick decision. But then it was COVID as well. So I think that was the only downside was, we're playing in South Africa's like.
Yeah.
When they got spectators, when we played there with Wales, it's class, isn't it?
How good was
it's good,
that?
isn't it? Even when you see rugby championship now, it's bouncing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they do all that thing outside the stadium before you go in, what's it called? Tailgating, is it?
Tailgating.
Yeah.
And they have all the brides, and it's like a huge party, innit?
Well, when did we go? 2022, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How good was
Yeah,
that? That was the first test
Unbelievable.
Yeah, in
that South
Afterwards,
Africa had
yeah,
fans
in
back.
Pretoria, yeah.
And it was top 5 best
That
South
was
Africa's
it's
ever
unbelievable.
been.
Yeah, same.
So then,
Yeah, I agree.
add a little bit more on because it's the Lions, and
Yeah.
it would have been unbelievable. So not to have the full Ram Stadium there was a little bit disappointing, of course. But and then the other aspect is, it was you in New Zealand, you in Australia. If you boys had downtime, not playing in the midweek because you've played one of the other games on the weekend,
Couldn't do anything.
You'd go out, wouldn't you? You'd go.
Yeah, I'll be honest, yeah, we
for
were out a
food.
lot.
Yeah, exactly. You go for food with the boys.
Yeah.
You maybe go out for a couple of beers or whatever. Or
But you experienced the country, though. I
Yeah,
remember
exactly.
we were
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
like
yeah. For sure.
everything.
there'd be other
Coaching,
touristy things for you to
surfing.
do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like not
Yeah.
just get on the beers, but nevertheless, it always ends in beers. But there's always something to do before. But with us, it was in the hotel in the grounds. You couldn't leave anywhere because we didn't have like bubble because we were testing all the time.
Never played so many games of cards in my life.
Who
No,
were the
cards.
characters then that got the team through obviously if you're stuck in a hotel, Luke Count Dickey. I was about to say,
What a boy.
yeah,
He's some
absolute
boy,
What a
isn't he?
legend.
Legend.
Yeah,
top
good
bloke.
man.
So Luke Count Dickey from Exeter
Finn.
Chiefs with me.
Finn good crack, legend.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sinks, I heard, was pretty good fun,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
Sinks was really good value.
Sinks was very good.
Very
Yeah.
good value.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really,
Anything you can share? Like,
really enjoyed having Sinks. He got really drunk one day in, where were we? Vineyard?
We were in a vineyard.
was
Yeah.
that near the end of the tour, probably, was it?
I don't know. I can't
It
remember.
was after the second test.
Yeah.
Because we
Was it? Was it after the second test?
because we went to the third. We had one more test.
Oh, yeah, we
it
did,
It was
yeah.
like in the middle of those two.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
And he was like paralytic, pissed, basically.
Oh, so fun.
What, and started talking to... I can imagine him standing up and...
He was saying a few things, yeah, but
Was he? Oh, good
He
man.
was on the
Won't
mic.
disclose them.
He was on the mic and stuff, and he was doing some raps and.
Was he? All right,
that's
it
that,
didn't
like,
end
you know,
well.
I loved him. He was
Yeah,
brilliant.
fair enough.
And
Yeah.
tell you what he used to do. He's he's like mad on like recovery.
Right,
Like
yeah.
he's huge on his recovery. To be fair, he's unbelievable with it. And he'd like make sure all the boys get in the sauna because it was a lovely sauna in this hotel. I'd be in the sauna and he'd stand by the door. He's like, "Boys, you're not leaving." He'd have his towel wrapped around him, pouring the water on the hot stones. And I mean, it was pumping in it. I couldn't see the boys like down the other end of the sauna. And he's like, it's wafting his towel in. The boys, "Oof, this is good for you now. This is good for you now." I swear to you, Biggsy one time coming out to there, he was like wobbling coming out. He was so dehydrated.
So dehydrated, yeah.
He so it's quite a funny story. Him Sink and Mr. Wyn Jones became really close on that trip.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I would never think they would.
just because they were the polar opposites.
Completely,
So he would just ask, "Do you know what a win is?" I'd say, "Yeah, he's just in his room." He'd go to his room and they'd spend hours just talking about sheep and cows
yeah.
and how all the farming works. And Sink was
Sink's loved it, did he?
absolutely loving it. Yeah.
Play.
It was great value.
Relationships.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Sink's
That's how
top
good the
man.
lines
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
You meet people, you just never.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't really get to know boys when you play them week in, week out. You want to
No,
smash
not
the hell out of them.
particularly. Yeah.
And then you've got to play with them and you've got to have relationships with them.
Yeah.
That's
Well, you spend so much time with them because we weren't allowed out anywhere.
Yeah.
So you spend so much time in and around the boys playing cards or playing on Call of Duty.
Robbie
or-
Henshaw. Did Robbie Henshaw go in 2013? No, he didn't come there. But he's such a talented musician. He comes from like a musical family, and they
Oh,
all
we had
like,
Sean Maitland.
and they all play some sort of like musical instrument.
wasn't it?
So he brought like the squeeze box. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Like when you have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Oh,
piano
yeah.
keys there, and you can squeeze in. He can play that.
That's so Irish.
So
isn't it?
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it was class, though,
it's
because
good.
you'd have a couple of beers and then
You'd
you'd
be
get
on
a squeeze
on
box
that,
out
would you?
then. And did you have a
squeeze box, Sinks be rapping?
yeah?
Oh, my, we had
Do you have a
Corbacera.
no,
who was a
ukulele,
rapper.
like, what's the really small guitars called? They're called ukuleles, are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He can play one of them. It was brilliant.
Oh my
Honestly.
God, this guy's a talent.
Yeah, he was so talented.
We had Matt
Good man.
Stevens, who obviously just come off that singing
Yeah.
show, and we had Sean Maitland on the guitar.
guitar.
Oh, could he play
Scrax.
guitar?
And then we had
Yeah.
Jamie try and jump in, but everyone was like,
Deluxe.
get up, Jamie. Obviously, Sanju went to 2017. How was that, New Zealand-wise? That was pretty impressive, wasn't it? It's a proper rugby place,
Incredible
isn't it?
place, yeah. It is over the other side of the world, mind Jesus. It's hell of a travel there. My wife came out as well. Mum and Dad came out as well, which was nice. But just what an experience. The crowds, the atmosphere.
And probably, for me, one of the best tries I've seen in a...
It's up there.
I'm
one.
gutted that you didn't finish it off, to be fair.
I definitely haven't got the legs.
You didn't have
You
the
don't-
gas.
Didn't have the legs, and I still haven't got the legs now.
Fair play. Is it Sean O'Brien who got a...
Sean had it, yeah.
Yeah, fair play. That was some
Lead the
try,
Fox
wasn't it?
to Elliot.
Obviously, Liam, Josh, you played that last test, didn't you? So you ended up playing a test game.
Yeah.
I got written here, should Liam have passed you?
Yeah.
Score in the corner.
Yeah. In hindsight,
Did you remind him?
Hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Of course.
But,
But did you remind him there? and then?
well, when it happened,
Yeah.
no, I didn't, because it was like...
You know, 9 times out of 10, I would give.
he drops
ball.
that to me
Yeah.
every day of the
Course
week,
he
right?
does.
But then he didn't, so I was like, well, okay, I can't scream at him for not giving it because it's done. So I was like, I know he was gutted,
Yeah,
and he
I
was
was
like,
like,
oh, I
What
should
did
have
you say?
given
He just-
I
he didn't
should've
hear
given
you
that.
'cause of the
Well,
crowd.
I was just in his ear. I was in his ear just saying, Sanj, like, it's
Any
gone
chance?
with it now. Like, no, I didn't say it. I was like, what good's that doing now, innit? I was like, let's just get on with it now. Like, 'cause I can't remember how long was left of the game. It was probably about half hour. I was like,
Yeah.
look, we're going to have loads more chances to win this now. Come on,
Okay.
give yourself an uppercut and
Okay,
let's
so
get
you're
back
out.
into it. Like, yeah, let's get back into it.
Oh, well, fair play, boys. between us all, we've done all right in my Lions tour. You've drawn. We've had 1-1.
Drawn one.
And
Lost.
hopefully,
Cheers, Gav.
hopefully more. Yeah, sorry, Josh. Hopefully more to come from
Yeah,
you guys.
lovely,
Definitely.
yeah.
I look forward to it because I'm going to be out there whether I'm
That's nice, isn't it?
entertaining or enjoying it. So it should be good.
On a piss, you mean?
Yes, Liam, I will have a few beverages, as they say.
That'll be good, won't it?
Right, we're going to this weekend's action. Obviously, big game this weekend, Cardiff v Scarlets, which is a little bit odd because they played 2 weeks ago.
I know,
How do you think? How do you think you've gone so far this year, Josh?
Yeah, happy. I think the way we've started, I think we're fairly pleased with the first 2 games. I know Glasgow's always going to be tough. They got a hell of a squad, didn't they? They're really good side, to be fair. And they showed some of their talent was on show, like that 2 plot. It was unbelievable, wasn't he?
I can't imagine Gethin was too happy.
Nah, I wasn't.
Yesterday morning.
It was a fairly honest review, as you can imagine. But 10 points first 2 games. I know we got a point out of the Glasgow game, which is slightly disappointing because I thought there was a period of that game where we were like 4 points in it, and so we would have got 2 points out of it, maybe a chance to sneak in. We just sort of let them roll us over the last 10-15 minutes. But back again to Scarls this week, so I guess for a team perspective, it's fairly straightforward. Like our preview, not going to change much from 2 weeks ago to what it is this week.
More onus on Scarlets, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be more emphasis.
They need a performance.
Well, they were unlucky to lose last week.
Yeah, they was.
They were. They played some good stuff.
They did.
Good.
I think for us, the emphasis won't be so much. It'll be as it is every week, the odd tactical tweak.
Yeah.
But the Glasgow game, I know, was physical for us. I know we fronted up really well down in Park Scarlets. I think that's probably what won us the game, how physical we were, our breakdown stuff.
Yeah.
So this week is probably just mindset-wise, like trying to get your mind in the correct space where...
That's always derby games, isn't
We've
it?
got to go... From what we've got to be a better Cardiff team than what we were against Scarlets 2 weeks ago if we want to win again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so when
definitely.
they play us, if they're reviewing us saying they were physical at the breakdown, we've got to be even more physical. Do you know? If we were physical on contact, they've got to come to us and we've got to be even more physical. So we've just got to be a better team than what we played them 2 weeks ago. So just get the mindset right. But fairly pleased actually with how we've gone. We've got 11 points in 3 games.
I think it's a better start than last year.
Yeah.
And I think overall, all the Welsh regions they're in a good spot, aren't they? So that's some good results.
Ospreys on 11 points.
Yeah, they're doing it. I think Dragons even showed a bit of, they were lucky.
They were unlucky
last
against the Sharks.
week.
They were very unlucky.
Obviously on Dragon Bet, you got Scarlets to score first. It's 13-8 because obviously last time they scored after 15 seconds. So
They did, yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
We did try some Reg kick-off move.
Yeah,
but
I texted Jockey saying, "Why'd you kick it away from Mason?"
All right. I was doing running on the side of the pitch that week, and they were doing a team session, and they'd done that move. Right, they'd done the kick-off move.
100% with it,
and it's gone, Bob, over the pod, in the winger's hand, inside, and we've scored. Everyone's like, we're doing that on the weekend. And it only has to be an inch off, doesn't it? And it's like,
that's all it is.
He catches it, kicks, charges out,
timing,
it's in.
isn't
We're
it?
like, whoa.
Hell of a take, man, from Tommy Rog.
And then
Was
the
it
kick.
Tommy Rogers who took it?
But then do you see the kick come off Cam's head straight into Max
But then
Page?
when he kicked, I was like, boys, we have to jump for that as well. Like, do you know what I mean? We can't just let them catch it.
Obviously, Dragons are playing the Lions, Ospreys, then the Bulls. So they're 2 tough games. On Dragon Bet, you can go Cardiff, Ospreys, Dragons, all to win for 18-1, which I think all home is a pretty good chance of that.
Not a bad bet.
And then obviously all of them to win is 75-1. So go on Dragon Bet, and I think there's a bit of confidence. I'd have a look at that. You'd have a look at that, wouldn't you? Anything this weekend you're doing, lads? Obviously you're not playing, so you up to much?
I'm going to watch this Cardiff v the Scars.
Yeah, I'll be at the game myself.
Oh, I'll see you there.
My wife's going with the girls, so Alan's going to jump in with the boys.
Oh, nice. I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
Well, to finish, lads, we've obviously on social media we put a few questions out for you, so you can imagine there's quite a few, and from people from everywhere, and you definitely know them all.
Just members of the
just
public,
a few nice.
a couple of the boys actually.
There's going to be a couple of stupid ones for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a few stupid ones, but
Alright.
funny. We'll go serious first. So, what is the most unexpected moment that's happened to yourself in a game?
Go on, Chips.
Yeah, playing the Scars under 18s up in North Wales, blowing a gale, and blokes kicked it. Thought it's going over my head, so I've turned round, thinking I'm going to have to go and chase it, but the wind's held it up, and I've sort of lost the ball, and like 2 seconds later, just whacked on my head and gone out. That made me look really stupid, probably. Didn't help my
You
goal.
didn't blame
help my
the night
chances
before.
going forward. I think.
Didn't blame the 10.
No.
You 10 points deep, mate.
I think it was, yeah.
Night before.
Sanj, anything? Or is it
No, nothing.
nothing for there? Another question we've got here is, it's quite good actually. Most important try or game? You know, a game where you just think of straight away and it just bang, it just comes straight to mind.
Yeah, for me it'd be Sarries v Exeter. In the
I knew you were going to
final.
bring that one. Yeah.
Cross kick from Alan Farrell, and I climbed on top of Joe. Was it?
Joe Simmons, yeah.
We were losing at that point, so that was a bit of a turnaround, and then we came back to win that one. That sticks out in my mind when I played
England for me.
It was a hell of a game, mate, wasn't it?
Yeah. Proper
we were in the
ding-dong.
game. I think quite a few of us went off injured, like myself, Knowlesy.
Jack Noble went off. Yeah,
We were carving up, and then we all went off like, we got this, boys, 13 points. 8 minutes later,
And they've come
we've
back.
lost. We're like,
Oh, no, it's devastating.
it was the
that was
bad.
that was up.
I think England home for me, 2019.
we scored that try in the corner. Yeah,
one big deal crossfield, or my first try up in Argentina on some toe.
yeah,
Them two
good ones there.
I haven't scored many, so
Sanju
Set them up down. Set them up.
Yeah, you set me up.
Just chase chance because you know he's never getting the line. So.
You set me up that one, Fiji. Yeah, you did. I think Fiji gave me one. Sandra, just to you, who's really the better player, you or your brother, Skinny Wells?
I knew he asked this. Well, it's obviously going to be me. Isn't
Yeah, of course. That's what I was.
Your brother's bigger.
My brother's a lot bigger than me. He played.
You're harder than him,
He
aren't you?
played, yeah, for sure. He played 10, and he's got the biggest boot I've ever seen.
Is it really?
And my brother
Yeah.
can kick a ball an absolute mile.
I didn't even know he
Yeah.
played rugby.
But then he
Yeah, a couple of sessions with Llethley for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
he
a
did.
few
I was
rugby
at
now,
Llethley,
isn't he?
He went training for and played 1 or 2 games for Llethley, I think.
Yeah, he did that.
And then he transferred to number 8 because he didn't fancy number 10. He wanted to be more in like rocks and balls.
He didn't want to run.
Yeah, basically that's just because he got fat because he broke his leg.
Fair enough. I don't think he'd take that too well. Favourite or worst roomie? We've had a fair share, haven't we? Mine was Mako. He was stinking.
Who?
Mako Villapolo. He was stinking. Like, I said Manu Tuolangi. That was a scary one.
Yeah.
Like he was good fun. But scary
My
as well.
favourite would be Anthony Watson or Mr. Gareth Davis, just because Gigi I've roomed with for years, and Ant roomed him on both lines too.
You'd be.
I don't know.
He was the one that asked that question.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. So
No doubt.
cheers,
A couple of good ones.
Cheers, what?
Cheers,
I'd
Dens.
imagine a lot of people say I'd be the worst, but
The worst.
Pence,
Sketchy Pens.
yeah,
Just
best.
you feel like you can't say anything to him without him
No.
just trying to. Yeah. Fair play.
Yeah, I
haven't had many bad ones, mind.
He was my roomie
shared
for
the
years.
pens.
I feel like I was probably
Yeah.
like a Carmel influence because I'm
Yeah.
opposite to him.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
So it
I
worked
shared
quite
the pens
well.
for years.
Yeah. Right, last one. Oh, no, I've got 2 more actually, sorry. This is another one. If you're on a desert island, who would you rather be with, me or Gareth?
100% you. The other guy,
Like
Chicken,
you.
is absolutely useless.
Yeah, totally
Everything
agree.
he does.
I love that.
He's pretty good on the rugby pitch. I will give him that.
Yeah,
but
you
just
and
if,
cheers, boys.
if we were to go and try and find food or build a shelter, I'm not having him there. Not a chance.
He couldn't do that, would he?
He would just
He'd
sit
be doing his
twiddle
nails or
his
something,
thumbs.
wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, same Josh?
100% you.
Cheers, mate.
100%.
Just around there.
And
100%.
it's not just because you're here.
No, I appreciate it.
No, it's not.
Last one, we'll finish with this. This is a good one. Snog, marry, avoid.
Yeah.
This is myths.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Snog, marry, avoid. Warren Gatlin, Howley, or Jax.
That's nuts.
Go on, that's a bit of fun.
Word. Right, I'm marrying Gas because he's got loads of cash.
Loads of cash, yeah. And then you've either got to marry Howlers or Jenks.
No,
or
I
Avoid.
know. I've married Gat.
Are you married, Gats?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
are you snogging?
I don't think
This is the hard
honestly.
question ever.
I'm going to marry Jenks. Just because the amount of time we spent together, we get on like a house on fire.
Yeah, he's so easy to get on with,
Easy
isn't he?
going.
Top bloke, mate.
He's got a lovely house. Oh my God.
The other two are quite savage, actually, to be fair.
What did I do?
I think the Mary one was safe for me.
So you're going to marry Gats?
Yeah, he's a family man. He's big on his family. Looks after his family well.
I'm going to snog Gats.
Mate, after some of the Grand Slams, you probably had snog Gats now.
Yeah.
I'll snog Jinx, I will. Yeah.
Right, we'll probably finish on that one then.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too depth that. But lads,
It's a great question, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a good finisher one, isn't it? Lads, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on today. It's been great fun. I hope everyone enjoyed it online. And obviously, magazine's out as well now. Sandra, you got a great little article in there.
Yeah. Don't forget to look at the October 24, issue 21. I'm inside. Enjoy.
Hot stuff. So
Cheers, pal.
But lads, cheers. It's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully
Thanks,
see you
mate.
soon.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for tuning in to Sport in Wales podcast. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on all socials for all things Sport in Wales.
Sport in Wales podcast.
Supported by Dragon Bet.
Your go-to for Welsh sports news and views.